What if it's not about a building? What if it's not about stained glass or steeples? What if it's about just Jesus?
All right, I'm cutting the music, Corey. I've got something for us today, and I want your real-time
Man,
observation of it.
You're fired up.
I am. So, did you guys hear about the pastor that locked the doors and said nobody's leaving till we raise $40,000?
What?
Savannah?
Is that for real?
We
Yeah.
did that this morning, right?
Right. So I've got it queued up. I've got the video, and it's rather long. It's about 2 minutes, and I don't know exactly what all it's going to be, but we'll play it here. Hang on.
It sounds like the start
There's
of a joke.
1,000 of you. I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I
This is
need
the
everyone
best
standing
part.
up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on take your phone and stick it on the
They coming.
bucket.
They coming, boys.
They can't get out. The door's locked.
So what? They still coming. They're grown adults. Crazy.
Shh. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving. I'm about to go get in my truck.
Now, look, you talk about starting controversy. Man, this is blown up. This is the things that push people away from Christianity. This is the thing that push people away from church. This seems like a money-hungry, just goal-driven at all cost.
Did they get the money?
I believe so. They opened the doors. I guess they did. I don't know.
I mean,
And I see a little controversy on you,
Come on.
Corey. You see nothing wrong with this, I think.
it's not that I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's that so many cultures are different. And I mean, that may be nothing to them, you know? It may be something to a new person that maybe just flowed in that day and they start, smothering because
Dude, he's
said
telling
shut
the other
doors.
pastors on the stage, it costs money to be up here. You're doing 100.
I disagree with that for sure. It's such a difficult thing because it's like if
You said that Jesus said he wants cheerful givers.
Mhm.
This is anything but cheerful.
I have so many thoughts right now going through my head. One, I'm thinking $20 is nothing, but
Of course.
it might be a lot to some people. And some days $20 is a ton, some days it's not. But at the same time, I'm almost thinking like I'm stuck in a building with a terrorist.
Yeah,
That's what it seems like.
It's like, yeah, I'm holding you captive. But my thing is like, how often does he do that? What if he does that every weekend and now just so happens somebody new came in and videoed it? You know, people are crazy. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying like,
We're watching
if
his
you're-
live stream.
okay, but if you're an adult and you're going to you're going to be cool with that. You're going to get up and give or whatever you're going to do. If you're cool with it, man. But if you're not, dude, get up and get out. He didn't lock the doors, I'm sure. He just said shut the doors. There's nothing that you could probably show me that's going to, I thought if you're going to show me something where somebody's getting beat, or somebody's going off on somebody, physically abusing somebody, but man, that's all adults in there and people got different ways. And
If this is a church representing Christ, representing God, and we're doing this, this isn't okay.
I don't think it's okay, but if you went to church all there, if you love that dude and he does that all the time, because I
Dude,
promise you,
This is the bully taking your milk money.
but I promise you, he's always doing that. And look how many
maybe he
people
is.
he's got in there.
Maybe he is, but this guy,
But
all
think,
he's got to say is, "Hey guys, our bills are packing up or piling up. We've got to do
It
this,
seems
this,
like
and
a
this."
very specific number that he's asking for.
it
Like,
is. That
are they
church
using it for something?
But y'all act, you're surprised by this, but churches do that all the time. They just don't say shut the doors.
Churches say, "Hey, it'd be great if everybody could give $20. We could reach our goal."
Yeah, but
They don't say shut the doors. Hey, pastors and preachers, it costs $100 to sit up here.
I agree that he took it over the limit, but too, there are churches that just, the pastor starts filling and says, "Man, let's see what we can get right this moment."
That's different.
I agree, but
Mhm.
it's not different with different cultures and the way different people, operate, the way different pastors operate. And
This feels
that
different
just
than
doesn't surprise me at all. I mean,
this feels different than different strokes for different folks.
Yeah,
Like,
this is actually a criminal act in Tennessee. Like this will get you arrested. This is false imprisonment.
I was going to say, you're being held hostage.
well, I agree. It doesn't surprise me at all, I guess. I've just seen and heard that stuff so much. And it's
There's
like,
got to be a better way.
and I'm sorry because I feel like you wanted me to get real fired up. And
Actually, I think it's better that you get fired up this way because it's so opposite of the way that I see it.
I mean,
Dude, if I was in this church, there's no way in
I guess it's kind of
this
like,
earth that I'd be back.
well, I guess it's kind of like, you throwing F-bombs at me the first time we ever talked. I mean, it's just really hard to get me fired up because in that dude's defense, man, he's just trying to own it. I'm literally, but I mean, he's just trying to step up to the plate and do something so different and outrageous that, I mean, all them people were coming. All them people were.
Dude, you're
giving.
comparing me, who didn't have God, saying the F-bomb, to somebody that's the man of the cloth, representing God in his own.
But is he?
He thinks he is.
That's
He
my
is.
point. I don't know what he is. The Bible says, try the spirits to see if they are of God. Judgment and those things that God puts in you. If he started that crap, I'd just get up and walk out if I could.
So hold on. Are you saying you disagree with it, but it doesn't surprise you?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Then that's different. So are we arguing the fact that it's wrong, or are you just saying it doesn't surprise you?
Oh God, dude, I've seen this stuff all the time. It doesn't surprise me at all, none at all. Might surprise y'all because y'all ain't been around churches. There's some crap that goes on in some churches.
We're learning that.
I mean, they will literally, man, people do a lot of crazy things, They just about beat people in some churches, man, much less hold them captive.
But like Corey is saying in the same turn, I mean, he's got 1,000 people in his audience and 1,000 people online streaming.
That's what I'm screaming.
But they obviously like that. They're drawn to whatever kind of mojo he's putting out, but it's scary to me.
Or do we know that he's always done this, or is it just a sense of entitlement since now that he's got 2,000 people watching him?
Man, if people do something once, they do it 1,000 times. I believe that that's just who he is. And if you went to church with him every Sunday, he would probably do something over the top like that and just try to, okay, guys, we're doing this time, and we ain't got our mind on eating. We ain't got our mind on leaving. We're about to get this done and whatever it is. And people, man, in some crazy way, and you can't disagree with me because them people are doing it. In some crazy way, people look at that and say, man, this is cool. This is different, man. Let's get this thing going. We don't know what he's even doing.
This is the same bully in high school that says, hey, man, you're going to be in our circle. It's going to cost you $1. It's going to cost you that milk money. You want to be in our circle, that's what it costs, man. And pay it or get out.
I agree. And welcome.
This is the guy.
Welcome to the world where Jesus said, be aware of false prophets.
Yeah, that's the guy in high school you just punch.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if he would turn the other cheek.
I don't know, man. Not with that attitude.
Ah.
He's not a godly man in my eyes.
I
This
just,
guy's all over the internet. Holy moly.
Oh,
Like,
it
you were not
is-
joking.
It is blown up. It is literally bringing out the negative side of all the churches around because it's a money hungry, driven thing. And that's what we push so hard against.
yeah.
That's not saying we don't ever ask for money. The church needs money to operate.
So this
Yeah.
actually happened in 2024.
Oh,
Are you serious?
Yeah, the moment dates back to a conference that took place in July of 2024. However, it went viral on social this week.
if he had just not said two things, it would have been great. If he would not have said, shut the doors
Yeah,
and you got to pay to sit in here.
that's right.
If he would have not said those two things, nothing he did would have been a problem.
And so this was a special event that he was doing. It was some sort of
I
conference.
told you.
This is not his normal everyday service. So he doesn't have that many people in his everyday service. This was some sort of conference that
So
he
he's
was-
just trying to capitalize and take advantage of these people
I'm-
that normally aren't a part of it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Maybe it's just something.
Oh, it's getting nasty
I
though. on
I
one.
just feel sorry for the dude.
If his intentions are good, then we can all somewhat overlook and just say he got caught up in the moment.
I'm trying to figure out what he was trying
He's
to raise the
got-
money for.
He's got over 1,000 members. That's not something you build overnight.
No, he doesn't have over 1,000 members. These
Oh.
are people attending this conference.
Oh,
Yeah, that's like
hey,
saying,
look him up though.
I'm looking him up right
Yeah,
now.
let's see how many members he has.
I feel like this is the guy that robbed the bank and we're just making excuses for him.
I'm-
He needed the money. He didn't, he just meant well.
I'm trying not to, but if you told me somebody robbed the bank, I'd probably say, well, he's a product of his raising, so move on. I mean, I just Stephen is ready to
Man.
throw him under the jail. But I don't, to just go on record, I do not agree with it. I don't agree with him.
Do you think those things are negative for the church as a whole, the church, the Christianity?
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's the thing. And that's
Absolutely.
what's blowing it up. Everybody that had that questionable, maybe I'll be a Christian, maybe I
Yeah.
won't be. These are the things that makes people say, there's no way.
And especially for the little babies in Christ that are just on the milk, they're not rooted, they're not mature, and they're going to get blown away by this.
I think everybody should get blown away by this. No matter how rooted you are or what meat you're eating, this is wrong.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
It needs to be
But it doesn't.
accepted as
it's
wrong.
just it doesn't get me in a big way. I mean, because man, this is all the time. Do you know how many evangelists just, even if they're not saying those words, they're just out for the money.
But it's those words that make this special. I mean, you got your big time evangelist preachers. That's all they talk about is money.
Yeah,
But the way they do it is different than this guy. This guy's stealing your milk money.
So it sounds like that from what I'm reading online here, he wasn't trying to raise the money for a specific goal. It just looks like it says that he emphasized that conferences like churches operate with budgets and his role, including helping to meet those financial goals.
Hmm.
So
of goals of for what?
just to continue on with conferences and churches. It was just kind of a blanket quote.
Wow.
And he
man.
may be needing money for his church. He's just getting it gathered up to take it back, you know?
Well,
Who
that
knows
was-
what's happening?
Yeah, it could have been his night. They could have said, "Hey, man, however much you get at this conference, you can take that back to your church." I mean, you don't know. I don't know.
Or it's you get 10% of it. Or
Something.
you get money in your pot. Who knows what
But
it is?
think if he could have had it all, he probably really get out of hand, like he did.
Of course.
He probably thought, man, this is my chance. I ain't never seen this many people in my life. I'm going to lock them in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ushers, close the doors. We're taking $20 from everybody. Unless you sit up here, it's 100. But man, if you watch the video, those guys on stage, man, they're getting their money out. They're looking, they're counting dollars.
That's what I'm saying, man. If those people, if you're an adult and you can make a decision to sit there, you can make a decision to get your wallet out, get your purse out, or you can make a decision to get up and walk out. I mean, it's a sad situation because people in churches, that's why people don't want to come in church buildings, come in church conferences, because once you get me in here, I'm locked in, because it's rude if I walk out. It's rude if I don't do what, the man of the cloth, like you said,
Mhm.
is asking me. So it's really like I'm held captive.
Absolutely.
That's not biblical. That's not right. It's not correct. There's nothing right about it. It's just not surprising to me.
And the way he did it, I don't know that people felt they had an option. Even if you're paying by your phone, you're doing it digitally. I want you to walk up here, touch your phone to that basket. Let me see you.
Yeah.
That way I can single out the people I've not seen. I mean, dude,
Yeah,
this was
really,
intimidating.
really-
It was rude. It was mean. And it was much. It
And
was too
really
much.
putting people.
His website's pretty ostentatious.
Yeah. A brand is what you do. And a church is literally the pastor's brand. I've got no problem with the pictures. I get that the church should be bigger than one person, but that's his brand. He's selling himself to be able to express his love for God and share it with everybody. And I get that. But when you're locking the doors or closing the doors and trapping people in to get what you need, that's where it changes.
Yeah, and I've just seen that in so many other levels to where, a preacher will get up. To me, it's no different when a preacher gets up. I know it is different. I'm just saying, so many preachers will get up, and especially for smaller churches, and they'll preach for hours,
Mhm.
like hours, and not think a thing about it, and keep the people in there. They're ready to go, but they're not going to get up. They're not going to make a scene. It's not in them to do that. So I'm just captive in here.
Well, especially if you're being streamed to 1,000 other people. Talk about the pressure that you're under, knowing that people are watching, all the people in the room to donate.
I think it's bad. I think it's bad business. I think it's bad for the brand. It's bad for Jesus. It's bad for God. I think it's bad for us. I think it's bad for everybody. The only upside of this is we can take these things and we can learn and
Mhm.
we can get better. And hopefully we can let people know that this isn't every church.
Well, and that's the thing. You get that church hurt or the bad taste in your mouth over a church, something that you didn't like. And that for me has always been one of those things. When I've
Mhm.
been to a church and it's all about money, I understand being on this side of it now, what those costs are to run and function, the things that you have to continue to grow the ministry. But I feel like that at some point it is taken a little farther than it should.
Of course. And Corey, not to put bad light on you, and that's not what I'm trying to do, but if you grew up in a if
Thanks.
if you grow up in a house where domestic violence is normal,
Oh,
you're not shaken by watching domestic violence.
Oh, exactly.
And then that's what's happened here with you. You are so used to seeing this happen that you're not shaken by it like you should be.
he's desensitized.
Exactly. Your comfort zone in this stuff is wrong. It's desensitized.
Or maybe I'm merciful.
I don't think that's it.
Nice try. Nice try.
Because the way you the way you did it, you said
We locked the doors.
"Man, I
you
don't
can't."
see nothing wrong with it.
I didn't say I didn't see nothing wrong with it.
He said he wasn't surprised by
but
it.
you've seen it many times.
Yes,
That's
because when you're in churches, when you have been in churches, you see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you learn what not to do. And
Exactly.
you learn, you teach you see these things, you take note of these things over and over for years and years and years. I've been an evangelist for 20 years. I've seen this over and over. There are horrible
Mhm.
people that ride in on the glory of God's skirt tail and speak it all as well. Right here, this is a great verse for that. Peter talking in 1 Peter 5:2. He says, "Care for the flock that God has entrusted you. Watch over it willingly, not grudgingly, not for what you will get out of it, but because you are eager to serve God, don't lord it over the people assigned to your care. Do not be lords over God's people, but lead them by your own good example.
And I think that's the beauty of what you're doing. And I think that that's one of the big reasons why I have been able to and drawn and wanted to make such a commitment to my walk with Christ is because of the way that you have come forward to create this whole new way to worship and to feel comfortable and to create this church setting where it's not like that. It's people who are creating this family where we're learning about God.
But let me insert right here, because that's exactly what most traditional people that follow these traditions over and over for years and years, they don't want you to be comfortable. They don't want you to be comfortable to wear whatever you want to wear. They tell you how to dress. They have their own seats assigned, and they don't want you to come in and be comfortable. They want you to be uncomfortable. They want you to be forced. They want to force your wallet. They want to force you to do this, to do that. They want to put fear in you and brainwash you. So many people, because they can get away with that, because you see so much of it. You see so many people walking away from churches today, walking away from churches for the rest of their life because, I'm church hurt. I'm church hurt because they did this, and they told my wife this, they told my husband this, they done my kids this way. I mean, it's just over and over, and I've seen it so much. It's like, man, I disagree with it, but God, let's just do what we're doing, and let's look nothing like that, and I'll be happy.
And you didn't bring it up, so I will. But whenever we first met, you were doing a church service once a month, and I went to a couple of them, and finally I was like, Corey, man, you don't even ask for money at all. You never take up an offering.
Yeah.
And you said,
Thank
nah.
God y'all came along.
Yeah. You said, no, I don't care anything about that. I don't want someone's money. You said, I just pay for it. It needs to be done. It's good for the people. And then that's where, when we started jumping in, we're like, hey, you got to at least provide an opportunity for people to help you that want to.
Man.
I think that's one of the things that's so special about what we do is because I think it's nice that you're not the one up there asking for the money.
Oh, man.
I don't think that you do so much and give so much to the church. I don't feel like that should be your place to have to do that.
And I don't know that we've ever actually asked for money. I think we've expressed needs that we had.
Right.
And we said, hey, if you want to give, here's the places you put it,
right,
or online. But we've never said, hey, we need your money, please.
No.
Yeah. And the thing is, we do. We need people's money.
Of course.
Yes.
We would love it if, you could get a day with just over average amount of money.
If everybody gave $20, that'd be amazing.
Close the doors.
We're going to close it. But that's the other thing.
You got to pay to sit here.
Yeah, but we don't pass the plate either. And I think that takes a lot of pressure off for people, because I remember sitting in churches before, people are looking at you when that plate comes to you that you're not putting something in there.
It's embarrassing.
I've seen,
It is.
way before we started this church, I've seen people that put their hand in there like they're putting stuff in that didn't.
Oh,
Because they just don't want to be the one that didn't,
It doesn't. Yeah, for sure. It's stressful.
you're going to catch all that stuff, ain't you?
He was like,
As we get going, man. I've seen the people, too, though, that show their $100 bills and make sure everybody can see it when they sit it in there and set it where the 100's showing and don't cover it up or anything. And I see, I've just seen a lot, man. And I agree. I wish there's a side of me that I just got up and just got so mad I wanted to just run out of the room when I saw that. But I mean, man, Jesus hung on a cross for that man right there. For everybody that would be in the world of ministry for the wrong reasons. Jesus died for that man. Jesus died for that woman. and his mercy is from everlasting to everlasting. So all we want to do is just make it to those gates, with a good, clean conscience that we can lay down with at night and know that we didn't pull the wool over some honest person's head, that was trying their best to give their life over to Jesus and sacrifice the things that really matter and the things that really cost. And there's a lot of those in the church, but there's a lot of good, honest people that are sharing the gospel. And we just gotta keep our heads straight and our eyes on the master of the storm, because there's gonna be a lot that's stirring up trouble, stirring up the storm. But let's just walk over all that and keep our eyes on Jesus. Be blessed.